So we're back. His Man, week 2. We started off the episode with Jae-sung and Sung-jin, the second half of their date. Jae-sung doesn't like Sung-jin. That's fine. It doesn't seem like anybody is really checking for Sung-jin, and that's unfortunate because he's got the looks and the personality. But I still think that their date was cute. They're giving bestie vibes, like the way that they banter and go back and forth, you know, it's cute. And I like that Sung-jin is showing more of his personality. I love when they like become like legit friends, because platonic relationships are just as important as romantic ones. So that's cute for them. Sungmin and Hui's date, which was interrupted by Myung-kyun. So the date became like super awkward and weird. Myung-kyun was like, oh, I feel like I'm intruding, like interrupting, because you are. Not your fault, but you definitely are. We really didn't need to do that. Take it back to they just go on a date with the person that they pick, because third wheeling on people who are already on a date, yeah, that wasn't cute. Their date was like really awkward once Myung-kyun got there. Like the one with Youngjoon and Minsun, it wasn't, and Hunmin wasn't that bad, but theirs, it was just like, They get back to the house, and this is where we see that Youngjoon and Myung-kyun know each other. They didn't date, but they were like flirting with each other, which is really not that big of a deal. But Youngjoon was making the situation so awkward, and he made it into a bigger deal than it needed to be. Like, he completely ignored him and avoided him when he came in the house, which is like, that makes it obvious that y'all clearly have a history that you don't want anybody to know about. And then when it came to them picking rooms, he was making it very clear that he didn't want to share a bed with Myung-kyun, which would make you think that they really were in like a relationship and it like ended badly or something, when in reality they were flirting. And then both of them in their little interviews felt like the other one wasn't interested in them. So it's like, clearly y'all had like some bad communication, which we're seeing, because the communication between the two of them in this house, hot ass mess. Once Youngjoon and Myung-kyun was decided that they were going to share a bed, like the way that he was trying so hard to get Hanmin to switch, it's like, sir, you're dragging this out and making this into a much bigger deal than it is. Like, girl, calm down. Like, Youngjoon was acting like he didn't want anyone to know the situation before him and Myung-kyun talked about it, but like, you're making it blatantly obvious that there's something here that you're trying to hide. And then even when he asked Myung-kyun to come talk to him about it, like, just the way that he went about that was so annoying. This man literally just stepped foot in this house. He's trying to get to know everybody, and he's trying to deal with the fact you made him feel uncomfortable and awkward because you were being weird. And then he's trying to talk to everybody and get to know everybody, and here you are like, oh, come talk to me. Like, you're making it awkward. And I was not feeling that. I did not like that about Youngjoon at all. I'm just like, girl, you are handling the situation so wrong. And then when they went in the room to talk about it, and Myung-kyun was like, I don't really care about telling people that we know each other, but I don't think it's that big of a deal because we didn't date. Why do y'all have to tell people that y'all know each other? Like, if it comes up in casual conversation, okay, whatever. But you're making it seem like y'all was in a whole ass relationship and y'all weren't. And then Myung-kyun also still low-key has feelings for Youngjoon, but Youngjoon is making things awkward and uncomfortable. So I feel like Myung-kyun is like confused and he doesn't really know what to do, but Youngjoon is just like pressing him about it, which is like, girl, you need to calm down. So then Youngjoon is getting upset because Myungyoon is like, it's not that deep. Like, I don't care if we tell them. I don't care if we don't tell them. It doesn't really matter. And then Youngjoon is like shooting all these hypotheticals at him. Like, what if they ask this? What if they... Girl, they're not going to ask those questions. This was not your man. It doesn't matter. Y'all don't even have to tell people that y'all know each other. It was just, I was not into that. And then the fact that this is what's going to be the drama. This is what's going to cause them to have that big argument that they showed in the trailer. And then when they revealed like their ages and all that kind of stuff, I wasn't really too surprised. I did think that Sungmin was a little older just because of the way that he carries himself. And I thought Youngjoon was younger for the same reasons, just the way that he carries himself. I didn't think Minsun was 24. I thought Minsun was gonna be like 26 to 28. You can kind of tell this season like who casting or the producers or whoever, who they thought was going to end up together based on the occupations, the ages, and the looks. Sungjin is a dancer. He's got the tattoos, the colorful hair. He's more into fashion, cute. And then you have Hui, who has the looks that Sungjin likes. And he's like a graphic designer or visual designer in college. He's 22. Like, on paper, that would be cute. On paper, Jae-sung and Sungmin, they live in the same city. He's a tutor and he runs a quaffle cafe. Like, on paper, you would think they would end up together. They're each other's type. Cute. It's like you can see who they were thinking of pairing off. And then we got in this house and that's not at all what's going on. And I feel like learning Hui's age, even though Sungmin didn't say it, I feel like that kind of like lowered his interest when it came to Hui, because Sungmin's switch up crazy. When it came to the phone calls, obviously, you know, Hui is feeling Sungmin still. That's the only person that he likes. And then Sungmin decides to call Jae-sung, which that's cute for Jae-sung because Jae-sung likes Sungmin. But obviously, what about Hui? Because you haven't given any signs that like, oh, I think I'm gonna call somebody else. When they talked about it, he was like, oh, that was my plan. Like, I always, even before I came here, was like, oh, I'm gonna call different people for the first 2 days. I don't know if I believe that, because why wouldn't you discuss that prior? Like, why wouldn't you tell him that before the phone call situation even happens? Because then he's like, oh, I just assumed that you were gonna call somebody else too. What gave you the idea that he would call somebody else? Granted, I know that we don't see everything that happens in the house, but like, girl, that man was not calling nobody else. I feel like Sungmin was a little taken aback by how old Hui was, so he was like, ooh, let me explore my other options, because up until that point, girl, you've been locked in. As you can see, Hui's feelings were really hurt. But I'm glad that he was like understanding when Sungmin gave the explanation, even though Sungmin, girl, I don't believe you. Because I just feel like, why didn't you say that? But I knew that there was going to be something that was going to come between the two of them, because why wouldn't there be? The Youngjoon and the Hunmin situation, that could be cute. I do like that Hunmin is being proactive in the fact that he likes Youngjoon. So he's actively like seeking him out to like spend time with him and talk to him. I think that Minsun likes Jae-sung, but I don't think Jae-sung really likes Minsun. I think that he said he views him as more of a friend. Same thing with Sungjin. I feel like the only person that Jae-sung is checking for real now is Sungmin, especially since Sungmin called him. But I don't know if Sungmin's feelings for Jae-sung are really that genuine. because I just feel like Sungmin likes Huey, but he doesn't like that Huey is younger than him, which is understandable because 22 and 29, like, girl, y'all are on two completely different paths. Man is 29. He did a whole career change. I think that he was like, he went to school for engineering. He was worked in marketing, and now he's a tutor. They don't live in the same city, so I feel like that's Sungmin is taking all of that into consideration, and obviously Huey's like, I don't give none of that, which obviously that's how you are when you're 22. And also, like, the secret mission calls, I don't like that. I don't like the way that it's being executed. Like, what is it really doing? Because does it make things confusing? Yes, but like not in a good way. We're 4 episodes in. This is the second little mission call, and I don't. It's not adding to the plot. Like, hopefully they get to choose their dates in the next episode. So it's only been like 2 days in this freaking house so far, and I feel like so much and nothing has happened, and I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, Sungjin is still number 1. Youngjoon, side eye. Hopefully the Myungkyo Youngjoon drama doesn't turn into too, I mean, we saw from the clip that it's gonna be blown even more out of proportion. I don't know, I'm already over it though. Like, already. So yeah, those are my thoughts for episodes 3 and 4. Yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.